with yesterday's breaking news about the withdrawal of Kishane Thompson and Clayton from the upcoming World Indoor Championships in the 60-meter dash. One must ask, is MVP Paul Francis and Stephen Francis playing chess or checkers with their career? Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drop a video you just wanted to hear in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, now ready? Yep, good to go. Well, first up, let's talk about some breaking news. Remember young Skyler Franklin, that 400-meter, 200-meter sensation who switched her allegiance while in high school from representing the United States of America to representing Jamaica? Well, we have some breaking news on the young lady. Word is that Skyler Franklin has signed an NIL deal with Brooks Running. Franklin won the Jamaican under 20 400-meter title last year as a high schooler and ran a personal best of 51.01 seconds at the Holloway Pro Classic. Earlier this month, she confirmed her commitment to the Louisiana State University. And we had done a feature on her when news about her switching allegiance broke. Do you remember this? High school. Her name is Skyler Franklin. US-born athlete, 400-meter sensation. How good? Let me show you how good. This was Skyler Franklin winning the Brooks PR Invitational at the Brooks PR Invitational recently, running 52.01 seconds in the 400 meters to set a new meet record. This young lady is a high schooler.
In this race from last year, she is the favorite and is in lane 4 here. As we get the 400 underway, Brazel low and in full stride. Now it's just about strength here. That's Gardner out in eight for a battle for second, but everyone's racing for second because Skyler Franklin, the sophomore, is going to take the victory here. 52:01, new meet record.
Well, she was second here last year, you know.
Well, word is that the American-born 16-year-old Skyler Franklin, who became the fastest 400-meter sophomore in U.S. history with 51.66 to her credit, this is in the 400 meters, of course, has chosen to represent Jamaica. She has Jamaican citizenship by descent. She'll be aiming to make the under 20 team for the 2024 championships in Peru in August. Welcome to Yard, Queen. Welcome to Yard. Now, there was some controversy about Skyler late last year. Word was that she had, well, there was a rumor that she had been caught doping, but we couldn't find anything to qualify or quantify or prove that statement to be true. And based on what we are seeing here, the fact that she has just signed this new NIL deal. By the way, NIL means that you're not a pro athlete, but once your image, etc., is being used, you will be paid in as a collegiate student. There are several Jamaicans who did this before, including the triple jump sensation Jaden Hibbert, formerly of the great Kingston College. I don't know, may have to throw that in. By the way, all roads seem to lead to Barbados. Two of Jamaica's amazing female talents, CHAROKEE Young, being one of the two, shared these images of herself on the beaches of beautiful Barbados. The 400-meter talent shared cocoa butter kisses, icy girl rhinestone two-piece sunsuit. Here she is in Barbados. She looks amazing as always. Haven't seen much of her in terms of running recently. I'm really looking forward to see what she does in the 400 meters because at this point Jamaica has a some great female 400-meter runners, of course, including Stacey Ann Williams and Nikisha Price and a few others. So she's clearly there in Barbados, living it up, but she was clearly promoting something. If you noticed, Barbados looks beautiful, people. I've never been. And that something seems to be the brand Fenty Barbados. We'll talk about that a little more in a few, but CHAROKEE Young is there chilling on the beaches of Barbados and looking amazing. Looking forward to see what you do outdoors in the 400 meters for 2025, Queen. Jamaica's Makeda Linton, who also reps for LSU, as well as Brianna Liston, posted this to their stories, and I just wanted to share it with you. Both ladies did well in the SEC's indoors. Makeda Linton walked away with a bronze medal, and of course Brianna Liston walked away with that silver medal in the 60-meter dash finals. This is the SEC Indoor Championships earlier this last month. Also sitting pretty in Barbados is another Jamaican sensation, the remarkable SHERICKA Jackson, greatest, you know what, to me, greatest 200-meter run of all time. Certainly, if not the greatest, certainly top two. She's also in Barbados, seemingly for the same reason that CHAROKEE Young is there. Queen Jackson posted, Barbados, I'm here for at Bad Gal Riri. Of course, that's the great Rihanna. National hero of Barbados. Fenty and Puma running brand trip. And day 2 is already off to a beautiful start. So clearly she's been there for a few days. Next day's activities. And she's looking amazing. Where she's staying looks amazing. Always great to see our athletes having fun while working. Here it is, Fenty Barbados. Really looks good. And Jacka looking good. People, I think it's really important that as hard as they work, they get to chill. So she looks beautiful, as always. SHERICKA Jackson, of course, CHAROKEE Young.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
Now we had to share this. We saw a special on TVJ talking about the new look of the track at the National Stadium. I think it looks incredible. The Jamaican colors look beautiful on that track. But one of the questions that I was wondering, and that they seem to answer, the answer is whether or not using the track, if any records are broken on that track, if it would qualify regarding World Athletics. And this was the answer. In other words, will the new track be recertified at level 2? This is the level you need. So if you break a record on the track, it's accepted by World Athletics and the governing bodies.
So that's a really tricky question, because I didn't say it would be certified for 5 years. I said it would be warranted for 5 years. In other words, the surfacing should be able to maintain its strength, its speed, its color, and provide all the racers with a tremendous bounce. That's a critical part of what we wanted to provide. We worked with World Athletics on the certification of the track. Things have changed. And right now, for this facility to become certification for Class 1 certification in the future, they're going to have to remove the bike track. They're going to have to add more in the way of long jump runways and things of that nature.
But what does that mean for the times achieved on this track?
And so right now what we would say is that the lines are certified. In other words, if a record takes place here, we know that the engineering's been done, and there will be a book of engineering submitted to World Athletics, and that they will then know that the track has met all of their standards for lane lines and the accuracy of the track. So that will be at the highest certification. Any record here will stand.
Lockerbie.
So that's good to know that if any records are broken, no, the records will stand. And Jamaica is the kind of place where, you know, track and field records can definitely be broken. And what I'm hearing also, based on something I saw with Asafa Powell, the sub-10 king himself, who has been on the track, he says it's really bouncy, it looks fast, he thinks it's going to be a great track. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So word is that Kishane Thompson, Tia Clayton, and I suspect Tina Clayton will no longer be participating in the upcoming World Indoor Championships in China. And I was really looking forward to that. I think many of us were looking forward to that. So the question I want to ask you all is, is this chess or checkers? Chess, of course, is supposed to be a very intellectual sport. Checkers is not as intellectual. So in other words, I'm asking, is this the right decision? I mean, are they thinking, chess, thinking the long term, or could this be a blunder? Let's talk about it. So, as stated, Kishane Thompson and Tia Clayton are no longer on the road to Nanjing Portal. They will not be attending World Indoor Championships. Now, the last time we saw Kishane Thompson indoors, this is what he did over the 60 meters.
Oh, there's a roar that's not too dissimilar to that which we sometimes see from Noah Lyles. He's got a little bit of work to do here because he's under pressure from Kemp. Now he's coming across the line. 6:56, it's not as far.
At the same meet, Tia Clayton did this. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, I know that many of you are going to say, with and validly so, you're going to say, look, outdoors is what's important. Outdoors is all that matters. And I understand that argument, and to a certain extent, I certainly agree with it. But one has to look at the other aspects of it. I've stated repeatedly, and many other persons have stated repeatedly, that the reason why Kishane Thompson lost the men's 100-meter finals at the Paris Olympic Games came down to one thing: inexperience. In fact, technically, he said the same thing too. He lacked the experience. And the fact of the matter is, as by my count, in terms of the world stage, last year before last, in 2023, he did about 2 or 3 races off island. And then he did the races at the Paris Olympic Games, call them 3 races. 5 if you include, 5 or 6 if you include the relays. And he has done 1 race off island this year. Now, let's look at it first from this perspective. If one of the reasons why he may have lost to Noah Lyles last year, and taking nothing away from Noah Lyles, was simply inexperience, isn't it better for him to run a little more races so he gets more experience on the world stage? He's able to handle that process better. I think that's a valid concern. However, one would assume that, knowing the way MVP operates, he probably is already working with a psychologist or someone like that who's preparing him, and also he himself, being a relatively clearly intelligent young man, he would have already learned from that previous experience and would have taken that experience forward. When we saw him run in the world, not in the world indoors, but in the indoors earlier in the season in 2025, he looked very calm, very cool. Secondarily, one has to consider the fact that when he did that race that you just saw, to me, he looked as if he had gotten injured or something was off. He was not as fast, he was not used to the surface, and we didn't see that smooth acceleration that we're used to from him. Again, maybe lack of experience, or could be Paul Francis and Stephen Francis are saying, let us not push our luck, because apparently at one point in his previous life as a career, meaning he was injury prone. I'm not going to say he's injury prone anymore. I'm not sending that out to the universe. So what do you think? Are they making the right decision? There's also the other factor that, what about him making some money? I think he was clearly one of the favorites to walk away with the gold medal in the short track, in the 60-meter dash at the World Indoors 2025. I definitely think he probably would have been the person to beat going in. He may not have actually the fastest time, but he certainly was up there, and I think naturally he's faster than almost anybody is there. But again, sometimes one has to calculate. I'm trying to give you both perspectives. That maybe if and when, not if and when, but when he wins the World Championships, the money will come piling in 2025. and he has a huge chance of winning. So maybe the calculation on the part of MVP is, hey, let's forego payment now and think long term. So maybe they're really just playing chess. Maybe they're not just reacting. Maybe they're considering, we don't want to unnecessarily injure him. We don't want to put him under any unnecessary stress in terms of running on that particularly strange track where at the end you run up that thing, and that messes up a lot of athletes. Not everybody's able to handle that surface. And in terms of payment, once he wins the World Championships, the world is his. So in my humble opinion, they're not playing checkers, they're playing chess. They're looking long term. They're factoring the fact that he could get injured, and there'll be a greater payout in terms of cash, etc., and accolades if he walks away with the World Championship men's 100-meter title. So in this instance, I think it may be the right decision. A little disappointing, but it probably is the right decision. Plus, you've noticed that you're not seeing the Sha'Carries, you're not seeing the Noahs, you're not seeing the Christian Colemans. Everyone is simply focused on Worlds this year. Tia Clayton, what can I say? The 60 meters that I've seen her, this is not the Tia Clayton from 2024. She's infinitely faster, much more experienced, and much more confident. I mean, she's winning these races by a meter in a 60-meter dash, running against world-class pro athletes. She's at a whole different level. Now, in terms of her winning the women's 60-meter dash, let's be honest, that would have been a bit of a stretch. Not impossible, but with Dosa running 7:01 and Kambunji running 7:02, Saboda running I think 7:04, it would have been a little bit difficult. Because remember, her present best is 7:14, and really what we need from her is for her to win, is to excel outdoors. Indoors is really a warm-up. So maybe the same calculation. Let's not unnecessarily put her under injury. And if she's able to hit the podium or even win Worlds, which is not an impossibility, the accolades and the money will just come flowing in. So again, I kind of agree with this. I am disappointed like many of you, but I think they're playing chess. They're thinking long term, and I agree. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with this decision about pulling them out of World Indoor Championships 2025 in China and focusing on outdoors and World Championships? Now, don't forget to support our merch. Check us out at Printify. I'll leave a link in the description. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, you are royals. You're kings and queens. Bless us.